World Trigger's magic system is called Triggers, and the way it's written makes it possibly the best magic system written, but I'll get there. I've been thinking about magic systems a lot, and I've realized that there are very different schools of thought. Do magic systems even matter? Let's find out. For me, there are book readers and there are manga readers / anime watchers. These two camps have very different approaches to magic. I'm only going to be talking about hard magic because that's the only worthy type. Hard magic is a term used to define magic, where the rules of the system are clearly defined, and the magic is used to solve problems in the story. On the book reader's side, the focus of a magic system is to influence the narrative in interesting ways, like creative plot twists, character arcs, themes, and maybe even fights. How do I know this? I watched a video by Jed Hearn, where he went through 100+ magic system submissions from his fans. The 3 tips he gave are 1. Include interesting consequences, 2. Find a unique source, and 3. Build the magic with interesting narrative possibilities. Examples of systems he received were a proportional relationship between magic and fear, magic fueled by memories, a proportional relationship between magic and confidence, magic based on heartbeat, magic grown from plants, and magic based on crying and colors. Things are different on the manga anime side. Here, what matters is how the magic system can create interesting and exciting fights. This opened my eyes to more categories I hadn't thought about: input and output. Input is what you need in order to perform magic. Output is the types of spells that come out. Take bending for example. The input is martial arts, the output is elemental manipulation. Book magic has a heavy emphasis on creative inputs, as you can see from the examples I listed, but manga magic has a heavy emphasis on output. In DBZ, the magic allows characters to manipulate chi in their body to create different attacks. In Yu Yu Hakusho, spirit energy replaces chi. In Hunter x Hunter, Nen. In Naruto, chakra. In Fairy Tail and Black Clover, mana. In Jujutsu Kaisen, cursed energy. They clearly don't care about having the same input. And then there's another subset of magic where there is no source, it's just biological. Take devil fruits and quirks for example. But for all of these, the output is what matters. The range of creativity in these outputs is vast. Some characters have basic powers like cloning themselves or stretching, meanwhile others can fix anything, unzip anything, or control infinity. Characters then use these abilities in creative ways during battle to gain the advantage. So which one is better? It depends on what story you're trying to tell. The manga I've listed come from the battle genre. Cool fights are a major pillar in these stories. The focus is on fights, so they don't have to worry about a creative input. They just need outputs that can create tactical fights. But in the books, they aren't necessarily focused on fights. The focus is problem solving, which can come in various ways, and create vast narrative possibilities. It could be a romance story or a mystery story. Even if there is action, magical confrontations don't have to rely on the cool factor. They don't have to be scenes that get you out of your seat, they can just be creative. But what if you're trying to write a battle manga magic system? This is where the question I posed at the start comes in. This is my way of thinking of magic systems. Input does not matter, mostly. What matters is output and how the output is used. Let me use an example. If you're writing a battle manga, you can get creative with the input and make a power system based on tiers, but that's not the important part. What's important is the different spells that the tiers can create and how strategic the spells can get. Focus on the output first, then worry about the input later. And then within outputs, there are 2 more categories: idea and execution. Idea is measured by how unique the idea is. For example, Luffy's power is elasticity. That's a common well-known power, so it would be ranked C. Naruto's power is replication. Like Luffy, it would be ranked C. Using the Superpowers Wiki is a great tool to see how common an ability is. Every foundational idea has been done. To get to B rank, a power could be common, but have extra steps or limitations. For example, bending. Characters manipulate elements, but only through martial arts. Alchemy is matter manipulation, which is common, but it has the restriction of following the conservation of mass and natural providence. Another example is Kashimo from JJK. He has lightning manipulation, but with extra steps that include his lightning aura, protons, and electrons. To get an A, the power would either have to be rare or extremely complex. My first example is Accelerator's power from Toaru. Vector manipulation is a rare and complex ability. I've never seen anything used in this way. Medusa from Soul Eater had it, but that wasn't nearly as complex. My second example is Gojo's Infinite. He manipulates space, convergence, and divergence, another rare ability that you'll probably never see anything like. That's idea. Then there's execution. Execution is measured by how creatively the power is used in combat. This is the most important part because the ranking of execution can actually make or break a power. Going back to One Piece and Naruto, both protagonists have a C in idea, but an A in execution. Luffy uses his elasticity to pump his blood to increase his speed, or to inflate his bones and muscle. Naruto's used his clones to explode a snake, act as a decoy, act as a foothold, act as a chakra gatherer, and much more. These make the abilities an overall A, despite the C in idea. Other A's in execution are Crazy Diamond, Stone Free, Sticky Fingers, Obito's Kamui, Yuma's Scorpion and Grasshopper, and Yusei's Escudo. For Obito and the World Trigger Gang, I have videos analyzing their most creative fights using these abilities. So when I say magic systems don't matter, I mean the creativity of the input doesn't matter if the focus of the system is to create cool fights. Even the idea of the output doesn't matter that much. What matters is the execution of the output and how that can create interesting strategies. If the input is creative enough, this could also create strategies, but focusing on the output leads to a wider range of options. This is what makes triggers one of the most elite magic systems. If you look at the powers, almost all of them are a C in idea, but the execution of the outputs is prioritized and written very creatively, which results in most of them being at least a B if not an A. I don't know if they're the greatest, but they're definitely one of the greatest. This is my way of thinking of magic systems. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and help me revolutionize the manga industry by buying my manga and spreading the word. All important links will be in the description.